You ever wonder why you feel dead inside? Why nothing excites you anymore? Why every morning feels like dragging a corpse out of bed? It's because the version of you that was meant to live has been buried beneath comfort. Buried so deep you forgot what it feels like to be truly alive. You scroll, you consume, you distract yourself from the emptiness. But late at night, when it's just you and the silence, you feel it, don't you? That hollow ache in your chest, that voice whispering, "Is this all there is?" And the worst part, you know the answer. You know you're capable of more. You know there's a lion inside you, starving in a cage you built yourself. But you keep feeding it scraps, comfort, excuses, lies. And every day that passes, the lion gets weaker, until one day you stop hearing its roar altogether. That's where you are right now. Not broken, not finished, just buried alive. You're living, but you're not alive. Let me tell you what happened to you. Somewhere along the way, you made a deal with comfort. You thought, if I just avoid pain, avoid risk, avoid failure, I'll be safe. And maybe you were safe. But safe men don't feel alive. Safe men don't wake up with fire in their veins. Safe men don't look in the mirror and respect what they see. Every time you said, "I'll start tomorrow," you were digging your own grave. Every time you chose the easy path over the right path, you were killing the fire inside you. Every time you ran from discomfort, you were teaching yourself that you're weak. And now you walk around breathing, but you haven't truly lived in years. You've become a ghost of your potential, a shadow of the man you were supposed to be. And the cruelest part, you did this to yourself. Nobody put you in this cage. You built it, brick by brick, excuse by excuse. The chains you can't see, you know what most men don't realize? The chains holding you down aren't on your wrists. They're in your mind. They're the beliefs you've repeated so many times, they became your identity. I'm not disciplined enough. I don't have what it takes. I've tried before and failed. Maybe I'm just not meant for greatness. Every one of those thoughts is a nail in your coffin. And you've been hammering them in yourself day after day, year after year. You've built an entire prison out of self-doubt. And the sickest part, you've grown comfortable in it. You've learned to survive in mediocrity, to make peace with being less than you could be. You've trained yourself to lower your standards so you don't have to face the pain of raising them. But here's what nobody tells you. That comfort is a slow death. It's not the kind of death where your heart stops beating. It's the kind where your soul stops fighting, where your dreams fade to whispers, where you stop believing in yourself so deeply you forget you ever did. The man you've become. Look at yourself honestly for a moment. Who are you right now? Not who you want to be, not who you tell people you are. Who are you when nobody's watching? Are you the man who keeps his promises to himself? Or do you break them as easily as you made them? Are you disciplined when it's hard, or only when it's convenient? Do you push through when every fiber of your being wants to quit? Or do you fold at the first sign of discomfort? The truth hurts, doesn't it? Because deep down you know. You know you've been lying to yourself. Telling yourself you'll change when the time is right. When you have more money, more time, more energy, more motivation. But the time will never be right. The conditions will never be perfect. And one day you'll wake up at 50, 60, 70 years old and realize you were always waiting for a moment that never came. You were always preparing for a battle you never fought. Why you stay stuck?
You want to know the real reason you're stuck. It's not because you lack knowledge. You know what you need to do. Eat better, train harder, work smarter, build discipline. You've watched 1,000 videos, read 100 books. You know the path, but you don't walk it. Why? Because knowing the path and walking the path are two different things. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. And you've been entertaining yourself with the idea of change instead of actually changing. You've been addicted to the feeling of about to start. That rush you get when you tell yourself, tomorrow I'm going all in. That moment feels good, doesn't it? Like you're already transformed. But then tomorrow comes, and the alarm goes off, and suddenly the bed is comfortable. The excuses are convincing, and you hit snooze on your own life again. That's the cycle you're trapped in, not because you're weak, but because the version of you that chooses comfort has been in control for so long. He thinks he's protecting you. He thinks avoiding pain is the same as pursuing happiness, but he's wrong. And until you realize that, you'll keep suffocating. The truth about transformation: you're not broken. You're buried. Buried under fear, doubt, and wasted potential. Under years of choosing safety over growth. Under a mountain of excuses that seemed so valid at the time. But here's the truth that changes everything. If you want to be reborn, you have to die first. Not physically, mentally, spiritually. You have to kill the man inside you who keeps choosing weakness. Kill the version of you who hides behind excuses, who runs from pain, who accepts mediocrity, who settles for good enough when greatness was always within reach. That man is not your protector. He's your prison. And as long as he's alive, you'll never taste freedom, what it means to die. When I say you have to die, I'm not speaking metaphorically. I'm talking about a real, visceral destruction of your old identity. The death of every comfortable belief you've held about yourself. The murder of every excuse that kept you small. The execution of every fear that held you back. This isn't about finding yourself. You don't need to find yourself. You're not lost. You need to kill the fake version and build the real one from scratch. You see, transformation isn't beautiful. Not at first. It's brutal. It's standing in front of the mirror and admitting, I've been weak. It's looking at your life and saying, I wasted years. It's feeling the weight of all your broken promises crushing down on you. It's tearing apart every lie you've lived by and standing naked in front of the truth. It's destroying who you were so the real you can finally breathe. And most men, they can't handle it. They want transformation without pain, growth without sacrifice, strength without struggle. They want to keep their comfort and their excuses and somehow still become great. But it doesn't work like that. You can't pour new wine into old bottles. You can't build a palace on a rotten foundation. The old structure has to come down first, completely. No half measures, no compromises. No, I'll change this part but keep that part. All of it has to go. Why most men never change? That's why most men never change. They want the crown, but they fear the fire that forges it. They want strength without sacrifice, peace without war, results without discipline. They stand at the edge of transformation and see what it requires. They see the pain, the discomfort, the uncertainty. They see the person they have to become, and it terrifies them, because that person is nothing like who they are now. That person wakes up at 5 a.m. without negotiating. That person trains when he's tired, works when he's unmotivated, and pushes when every cell in his body screams to stop. That person doesn't need external validation because his internal standards are so high, nobody else's opinion matters. That person is disciplined, focused, relentless. That person is everything you're not. And becoming him means killing everything you are. That's the price. And most men look at that price and say, too high. So they stay comfortable, they stay safe, they stay small. And they spend the rest of their lives wondering what could have been. Don't be that man. The old you must die for the new you to rise. That's not motivation, that's biology. That's the law of evolution burned into every cell of your body. Look at nature. A caterpillar doesn't improve into a butterfly. It doesn't attend butterfly seminars or read butterfly books. It enters the chrysalis and dissolves completely. Its entire body breaks down into cellular soup. And from that destruction, something new emerges. You're no different. You think you can keep your old habits, your old beliefs, your old identity, and somehow transform? You can't. The cocoon isn't comfortable. It's crushing. The process isn't peaceful. It's violent. But on the other side, flight. On the other side, you become something you could never have imagined while you were crawling. What needs to die? So what has to die? The version of you that needs motivation to do what's necessary. The version that breaks promises to himself. The version that seeks comfort over growth. The version that cares more about how he looks than who he is. The version that talks about what he's going to do instead of doing it. The version that needs permission, that needs validation, that needs approval. All of it. Gone. You have to become the kind of man who doesn't need anyone or anything to push him, because the fire burns from within. You have to become someone you barely recognize, someone your old self would be intimidated by, someone who makes no excuses, accepts no weakness, and demands excellence from himself in every moment. That man is inside you right now. But he's suffocating under the weight of who you've become. And the only way to free him is to destroy everything holding him down. How to kill the old you. Now comes the part everyone avoids. The part that requires action. Because knowing you need to change means nothing. Wanting to change means nothing. Even deciding to change means nothing. Until you actually do something different. So how do you kill the old version? How do you actually transform instead of just thinking about it? You use 3 weapons, 3 non-negotiables: discipline, pain, purpose. Let me break them down. Discipline is your blade. Discipline is how you cut away the weakness. Not motivation, not inspiration. Discipline. Because motivation is an emotion and emotions are unreliable. Some days you'll feel motivated. Most days you won't. But discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline is the promise you make to yourself when you feel strong and keep when you feel weak. It's the alarm going off at 5 a.m. and you get up. No negotiation, no snooze. You just move. It's the workout you don't want to do, the work you don't feel like starting, the conversation you'd rather avoid. You do it anyway, not because you want to, because you're committed to. And every time you keep that commitment, you're driving the blade deeper into your old self. You're proving to yourself, I am not that man anymore. Start small if you have to. 1 promise, make it, keep it. Then another, and another. Build the muscle of self-trust.
because here's what nobody tells you. You can't respect yourself if you constantly break your word. And without self-respect, transformation is impossible. You'll always sabotage what you don't believe you deserve. So earn your own respect, one disciplined action at a time. Wake up when you said you would. Train when you said you would. Work when you said you would. Do it when it's hard, when it's inconvenient, when nobody's watching, especially when nobody's watching. Because that's when you find out who you really are. Pain is your forge. Pain is how you melt down the excuses. Not suffering for suffering's sake, but the deliberate pursuit of difficult things. Because comfort is a cage. And the only way to break out is to embrace what's uncomfortable. Growth lives in the gap between who you are and who you're capable of becoming. And that gap, it's filled with pain. The pain of discipline when you'd rather quit. The pain of honesty when lies would be easier. The pain of delayed gratification in a world built on instant everything. Most men run from this pain. They numb it with screens, substances, distractions. They avoid it, medicate it, deny it. But you're going to chase it because you understand something they don't. Temporary pain creates permanent strength. Temporary comfort creates permanent weakness. Choose your pain. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The pain of growth or the pain of stagnation. The pain of becoming or the pain of wasted potential. One builds you, one buries you. Train until it hurts, then train more. Work until your brain begs you to stop, then work harder. Face the fears that kept you small. Have the conversations that terrify you. Take the risks that could fail. Because every time you push through pain instead of running from it, you're forging yourself into something unbreakable. The iron doesn't fear the fire. It becomes stronger because of it. You're no different. Purpose is your fire. Purpose is the fuel that keeps you going when everything else tells you to stop. Because let's be honest, discipline is hard. Pain is brutal. Without a reason why, you'll quit. You need something bigger than comfort, bigger than convenience, bigger than how you feel on any given day. You need a mission, not a vague dream, not, I want to be successful. A specific, clear, burning purpose that makes you willing to suffer. Maybe it's becoming the man your family can depend on. Maybe it's building something that outlasts you. Maybe it's proving to yourself that you're not who you used to be. Whatever it is, it has to matter more than your comfort. It has to be worth the sacrifice. Because transformation requires sacrifice. You're going to sacrifice sleep for discipline. You're going to sacrifice pleasure for purpose. You're going to sacrifice who you are for who you're becoming. And on the days when it feels like too much, your purpose is what keeps you moving forward. It's the fire that reignites when motivation burns out. It's the voice that says, this matters. Keep going. So find your purpose. Not someone else's, yours. What would make you look back at 80 years old and think, I didn't waste this life? What would make you proud of the man in the mirror? That's your fire. Feed it, protect it. Let it consume everything that doesn't serve it. When the transformation begins, your rebirth didn't start when life got easy. It started when you finally said, enough. When you stopped lying to yourself about who you were. When you stopped waiting for permission, for motivation, for the perfect time. When you chose pain over comfort, action over excuses, and silence over validation. That's when everything changed. Not overnight. Transformation isn't a light switch. But slowly, Day by day, you started noticing. The alarm doesn't feel as heavy anymore. The workout doesn't feel impossible. The discipline doesn't require as much willpower. It's becoming who you are. And one day, maybe weeks from now, maybe months, you'll look in the mirror. And you won't recognize the man staring back. Not because you look different, but because you carry yourself different. There's a weight to you now. A presence. The kind that comes from knowing you've been through the fire, and you didn't break. You'll move through the world differently, because you're not seeking validation anymore. You're not comparing yourself to others. You're not distracted by noise. You know who you are. You know what you're building. And nothing can shake that. The man you're becoming, this new version of you, he doesn't need external motivation. The fire burns from within. He doesn't make excuses. He finds solutions. He doesn't wait for the perfect moment. He creates it. He doesn't talk about what he's going to do. He moves in silence and lets his results speak. He's disciplined when it's inconvenient. He's focused when everything tries to distract him. He's relentless when everyone else quits. He's built different, not because he's special, but because he was willing to die and be reborn, because he understood. Transformation doesn't happen in the world. It happens within. In the quiet moments when you choose differently, in the early mornings when you rise while others sleep, in the battles nobody sees, fought in your own mind. That's where kings are made, not in the spotlight, in the shadows. Protect your rebirth. But hear me clearly. This transformation is fragile at first. The old you will try to come back. He'll whisper in your ear on the hard days, "Just this once, take it easy. You've earned a break. Nobody will know if you skip today." He'll try to convince you that comfort is the reward for discipline. But it's a trap. Because the moment you give him an inch, he'll take everything. So you guard this new version of yourself viciously. You protect your morning routine like it's sacred. You protect your discipline like your life depends on it. Because it does. Not your physical life, your real life. The life where you're proud of who you are, where you respect yourself, where you're becoming who you were always meant to be. That life is built on the decisions you make every single day. And the moment you go back to old patterns, you're not taking a break. You're choosing death over life. Don't do it. Stay vigilant. Stay disciplined. Stay reborn. Look in the mirror. So now I want you to do something. Stop this video if you have to. Go find a mirror. Look at yourself. Really look. See that man staring back at you? Is that who you want to be? Is that the man you're proud of? Or is that the version that's been holding you back? The version that breaks promises? That chooses comfort? That settles for less than he's capable of? If that's what you see, then you know what has to happen. End him. Right here, right now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Not when you feel ready. Now. How to start. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to overhaul your entire life in one day. You just need to start. One decision, one action. Something that proves to yourself, I am done being that guy. Maybe it's setting an alarm for 5 a.m. tomorrow and actually getting up. Maybe it's going to the gym even though you haven't in months. Maybe it's throwing out the junk food. Maybe it's having the hard conversation you've been avoiding. Maybe it's sitting down and finally doing the work you've been procrastinating. Pick one thing. Something that scares you.
something the old you would run from. And do it. Not perfectly, just do it. Because that one action is the crack in the foundation of your old identity. And once that crack appears, the whole thing starts to crumble. Then tomorrow, do it again. And the next day. And the next. Build momentum. Build proof. Prove to yourself that you're capable of change. That you're not who you used to be.